Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Commerce IQ Retail News Roundup, where we gather together about four or so of the most relevant articles for this week to better understand the state of retail e-commerce management and to help prepare you for what you need to do and what you need to know in the business to succeed. I'm Commerce IQ's head of retail industry insights, Timothy Campbell, and today we have four of those articles to go over with you. So let me share my screen here, and we're going to look at exactly what those are. So hopefully you can see my screen here, and if you're interested in any of these articles, you can check them out in the comments off to the side. Where there are links to all four articles. But the first article here is from the Washington Post, and it's titled Amazon Grew Relentlessly, Now It's Getting Lean. And it does a great job of documenting kind of Amazon's rise, but really it's over the past several years, its decision to increasingly focus on profit over growth, and how it shuttered various initiatives that once were heralded as being quite promising, such as Amazon Go stores, not shuttered, but at least shut down in San Francisco. As well as, of course, there's the previous news about the Alexa division having some layoffs as well. So this just kind of goes into detail about a lot of those changes and why that's occurring, as well as perhaps what we can expect a little bit from Amazon in the future. So a good article overall. Recommend reading it. It gives you a good sense of maybe where Amazon is headed. The next article, and you know what? I don't think. Give me one moment here. It looks like I am not actually sharing my whole screen, just one tab. So let's try that again. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. There we are. All right, now you should be seeing the second tab here, and that is CNBC. Millennials plan to stick with online shopping even as stores rebound, according to a new survey. So, interestingly, that it says that despite the fact that there's been a huge return to stores post-COVID, according to the survey, 27% millennials plan to spend significantly more online and less, not just more online, nothing in store, but less in store this year versus last year. According to a survey from ESW. That's particularly noteworthy because, at CommerceIQ, one of the things that we believe is that e-commerce still has a large growth runway ahead of it. And, these surveys and even e-commerce growth rates from large retailers like Amazon, Walmart, they confirm that. They might be struggling with profitability a little bit more, but e-commerce growth is still occurring. So that's a good article to kind of further that point. The next article here is taken from Insider Intelligence /eMarketer, and a bit of a meta article for you. And by meta, I mean that the title is Instacart, Klarna, Shopify Deepen Ties with ChatGPT. And the article itself from Insider Intelligence eMarketer was written with the assistance of ChatGPT, which kind of further proves the point that ChatGPT is finding a lot of uses in the e-commerce industry and retail as well. And I think we're really just at the beginning of what it's capable of doing and providing for a lot of companies. So, Klarna, Shopify, Instacart, they're using it to basically start conversations with shoppers for things like recipes, what sort of things should they eat based on what they have, those sorts of things. Hey, if I want to do this, what are the possible ingredients I could use, or what are, what should I buy for this? Those sorts of conversations and questions to try to smooth over, I think, the general use of the service and make it easier, more intuitive for the shoppers. This article says, maybe there are better use cases. And yeah, that might be true, but I still think we're in this experimental phase with ChatGPT, and there's going to be a lot of use out of it that's really going to transform retail over the coming several years. Now, the final article here is also from CNBC, and it's Walmart lays off hundreds of workers at e-commerce facilities. Of course, there have been a lot of tech layoffs so far this year, and Amazon recently has announced a lot of layoffs. But Walmart, also not a stranger to layoffs, and they are, they're laying off. They're laying off hundreds of employees at their e-commerce facilities, and it's interesting because if you look at e-commerce growth at Walmart, over the past quarter, it was actually at 17%, which was above average for the whole growth rate of 2022, of calendar 2022 or fiscal 2023 in Walmart's case. What that actually shows is that Walmart's really concerned about the coming year. They think that growth is going to slow. not just profit, but growth is going to slow, and that they're kind of trying to get ahead of this by laying off, people perhaps at their e-commerce facilities because they don't see continued e-commerce strength in the back half of 2023. And that's not because e-commerce doesn't have a lot of growth runway. It really has to do with concerns about recession, and the shoppers might pull back because of sustained inflation as well. So those dual threats, either of them come to fruition, either pulling back because of inflation or recession if people start losing their jobs in greater quantities than they already have already, that could reduce spending as well. So we're trying to get ahead of that and do some layoff or perform some layoffs at their e-commerce facilities. So overall, 4 great articles that really summarize kind of the state of retail e-commerce right now for this week that I recommend you read. That about sums us up. And if you have anything else, let's see here. Where is my stop sharing? There we go. If you are interested in any other content from Commerce IQ, we have a Conversations in Retail E-commerce Management webinar coming up this Thursday with Michael Pavetto. So check that out. That'll be in our LinkedIn page. You can find a link to the registration page for that, and he'll be talking about Amazon supply chain operations in detail, including kind of the guidelines and rules and processes for an Amazon fulfillment center, and how brands can align with that to boost their supply chain and just become more familiar with how to combat things like chargeback shortages, as well as perhaps streamline their own internal operations as well. So check that out, and until then, I hope you have a great rest of your week.